First training is a tour of my Google Slides classroom. This is something, again, it took me a couple days to put together, and it's something that I continue to add on to. But I've had a lot of requests about a tour, and then I'm going to do a separate tutorial on how to actually put this together. So everything that I have here is from a Google search or a tool that's within Google Slides. Everything on this side are hyperlinks to a different Google slide that I've created. My coffee mug in this case is a hyperlink that always brings you back to this page, and I make sure I tell the students about that at the bottom of every slide. And then on the main page whiteboard, I have the daily lesson, and I also let students know that they can click on that. The best thing you can do when you have a Google Slide classroom is to clue students in on what is clickable and what is not. So the first thing I'm going to do is give you a tour of all of my side pages. So this is Miss Marshall's Social Justice Picture Library. My teaching philosophy is that students, no matter what age, do benefit from picture books. I honestly don't care if they're seniors or college students. I think that it's something that sparks imagination and makes things relate to them on a much deeper level. Each one of these books I handpicked, and they all hyperlink to a read aloud.
Good grammar and spelling are important, but if you want to write essays that inspire.
Okay, sorry about that. So they all hyperlink over to
Good morning and welcome back to another edition
to a read aloud. What I can suggest is Sankofa Read Aloud has been an amazing resource for this. A lot of these are by Sankofa Read Aloud. But I made sure, because this is my advisory classroom, if I have an advisory this year, these books are all very diverse about transgender, the civil rights movement, students with disabilities. I have a Harvey Milk book here. I have Malala. I have a book about refugees. Every one of those are a read aloud. So I can click on the coffee mug to take me back, and then I can click on the TED Talk library. On this page, I'm going to update it every once in a while, but I have each one of these books being a hyperlink to a TED Talk. Ideally, with a unit, I would have them all maybe aligned with whatever unit we're working on in class. Oops, sorry. Okay, so to get back to the main page, that link must not work. There we go. I go to the biography page. Each one of these pages, or every one of these pictures, are actually hyperlinked to a biography or a video of that person. They are all civil rights activists and abolitionists. Click on the coffee mug to go home. Here's my Discovery Corner. I saved my Discovery Corner as somewhere the students can say, okay, I have all this information about how I can, or about all the things that are going on in my world. How can I personally get involved, or how can I start to educate myself? So there's the Alliance for Justice, the Human Rights Campaign, Family Equality, Disability Rights Ohio, and then I put biography in for students to start to kind of broaden their knowledge. Facing History and Ourselves word wall. This is something that I would populate with our Facing History and Ourselves vocabulary. They would hyperlink to the Facing History website. Past class units, I made a library. Right now it's a little busy looking, but as I go through my units, they can click on the book to find the unit they want to look for. So this book is actually hyperlink to that particular unit, this will be a separate tour. Okay, click on the coffee mug to go back. School supplies, this is my favorite page. So this is my school store. One of the biggest worries for students is, how do I prepare for digital learning, virtual learning? So what I've done is, every one of these are clickable. They create copies of school supplies. So while that's loading, I'm going to go back to here. You can have a folder system, an agenda, 2 types of notebooks for different types of learners or visual people, an actual calendar, and this is a link to SlidesGo to open presentations that are pre-made and pre-mapped for students. So this is an example of one of the notebooks. They would edit it themselves, putting in their topics. And if you click on the actual front page, there's their notes. Topic G, there's their notes. Click on the coffee mug to go back. And this is my final space. I made identity pages. This is something, if I have an advisory this year, I'd like to do in the first week, where students can make their own Google slide page. Every student will have one, including myself as the teacher. I thought it'd be interesting to kind of share my personality on this page. Anyone can view these, but only students and myself, or that student and myself, can look and edit. This is kind of a trust exercise, because I do realize that students could potentially put something inappropriate in there for the world to see. So ideally, there would be a trust factor put in place first. So this is the end of my first Google Classroom training or tour. There will be a tutorial on how to create something like this, and then there will be tours of the other pages that I've created. So keep an eye out for those. Thank you.